Hi, this is Bill Spatrino. Today, this is the weekend of um, February 15th. We're going to do a little shorter one. This one, I've got a few subjects. There's not really a lot of sports stuff to talk about. We're kind of in between seasons, and there's not as much of investing. This will be mostly politics for the most part. Um, we'll talk a little bit about investing. Um, I want to tell everybody about the Democratic primary that's going on out here and what Trump has been doing to offset them. See, what he's been basically doing is he's coming into a situation now where he's like he's been following them. Like he went to Iowa, they were in Iowa. And then he screwed everything up over there. Then he went to New Hampshire. He's taking the wind out of the sails, okay, of what's going on. See, I want to take away a few, what we're doing here with the Truth Machine, me and my producer, Michael Stiflers, we're giving you details that you would not hear. If you haven't heard my webinar with Chris Ruddy and Dick Morris, please listen to it. I will get links for it. If you ask in the comments, I'll put it out there. What I want people to find out is these are details. See, everybody, Dick Morris, Chris Ruddy, they're my friends. They talk politics. A lot of people talk politics, but they have dogs in the fight. Okay, they have. The reason I'm a great investor is the reason I'm great about knowing politics is that I love Trump, but there's things he does, like Barr said, you can't talk about cases that I'm going to prosecute with Roger Stone. It's a mistake. Okay, you can't do that. And people say, oh, you say that you don't like Trump. I love Trump. Love him. But when he does something that's not beneficial to his final cause, it works against him. I don't get mad about him tweeting when he attacks people because that's just part of his defense mechanisms. Like in tennis, there's something called an error and an unforced error. Okay, an error when a guy hits a hard shot at you and you don't return it good, that's expected. When there's an easy shot where the guy lobs it up to you and you can easily kill it and you hit it into the net, that's called an unforced error, and you can't make them. You can't make them in investing, you can't make them in football, you can't make them in wrestling, and you can't make them in politics. Okay, so I want people to know I'm going to give you the straight dope, whether you like it or not. What I found interesting is Trump is going to a fundraiser next week in Palm Springs for Larry Ellison. And that's good that Ellison last year backed Rubio, but they're going to be raising money in California. Okay. And, Trump making this money, running against Bloomberg or Bloomberg and Soros's money, Trump is going to have to continue to bring in money, and he's doing it. But the main thing I want to tell you is most people think Joe Biden is finished. Okay, they've said he's finished. And I said, guys, next to Bernie, Biden has the highest percentage to get the nomination. And people say, Billy, he just got killed in two things. Folks, look, 60%, I'm a numbers guy. Everything I give you will be backed by, the reason I'm a great investor and I'm great in politics is I use numbers and I use my gut feelings. Okay. If my gut feelings are not backed by the numbers, I don't make the play. Okay. Just like I gave you guys CBS Viacom as a stock to buy a couple of weeks ago. They're going to announce in the next day or two, like what all the big hedge funds bought. Dan Loeb, one of the top investors in the world, at Third Point, he bought a big stake in CBS Viacom, just like when we were, except he paid more for it. We got a better deal. Okay, we got it a little cheaper. Okay, it's the same thing I'm doing in politics. Biden, 60% of the voters in a Democratic primary are African American or Hispanic. Okay, they're not white males. Okay, or white females. That's what was in Iowa and that's what was in New Hampshire. Okay, Biden still has the establishment. The establishment get out the vote. People say, well, Billy, I don't know if this guy can motivate. No, you don't understand. The establishment machines, they vote people. Am I saying something's going that's not honest? Look, if you're in a precinct and there's not somebody watching you, you'll do things you might not do. They know how to get the votes out, okay? I can't explain it to you. If you're not in the political world, you don't understand it. But if somebody's registered, they'll be voting. They'll be going to their houses picking up votes. Okay, I don't want to get into the specifics of it. I just know it gets done. Okay, Joe Biden has still got the best chance after Bernie. Bernie right now has the best chance to get the nomination. Okay, the second best chance, in my opinion, is that no one gets it, and the third best chance is Biden. Okay, see what Bloomberg's hoping to do is he's hoping to get enough delegates to cut Bernie out so that Bernie doesn't have it. And then they're going to try to screw him on the second ballot. That's as Republicans, and I'm not a Republican as much as I'm a Trump, as much as Trump people, that's what we want. Because personally, Bernie, I asked a lot of people today whether Bernie could beat Trump, and they've said yes, he can beat Trump. Okay, because his people are energized. However, if anyone else can beat Trump, it's Biden. I think Mayor Pete, Amy Klobuchar, Elizabeth Warren, and Mike Bloomberg, all four of them, don't have a chance to beat Trump. I don't see how they can do it. They can't. Those people didn't even win the primaries where they were. And I mean, like a guy like Mayor Pete, he's got nothing. The African Americans are not going to vote for him. Okay? They're just not, especially the males. Not going to happen. Bloomberg has a block of people that the progressives aren't going to vote for him. Okay? It's just not going to happen. Elizabeth Warren and Amy Klobuchar have not shown they can win with white people, let alone black people. Okay, this is really between Biden and Bernie Sanders. Now, if Biden was to get out of the race, then, I mean, look, ideally, I want Bloomberg. Okay, he's all wrong for a general election. Okay, he's just all wrong. Okay, he's not. The progressives will stay home. Enough of them voted for, or they'll vote third party. Enough of them voted for Jill Stein that Trump won last time. And Trump's going to be much more formidable this time. He's going to have much more money. Okay, the evangelicals are going to be with him more. African Americans, Hispanic, disabled people, all the people he took off of welfare are going to be on his team or got jobs under him. People with their 401ks, they're going to vote their pocketbooks. Okay, they may not be saying it. They may be saying someone else, but they're voting Trump. Okay, but see, the reason I'm scared of Biden, and people say, Billy, Biden's baddie. You know he's baddie. I do know he's baddie. I also know that Mitt Romney was as much as I don't like him, was much smarter than Barack Obama. But he ended up winning. Okay, this is a likability thing. Biden has his base of people. Now, is he slowly losing people? Yes. Okay. I don't know if they can carry him across the finish line. I think a lot of the tension is going on with his kid. Like, he's worried about his kid going to jail. He could go to jail. The stress of this all is getting to him. Okay. And what I'm saying is, to beat Trump, you have to win the state of Pennsylvania. Okay? You cannot win. The Democrats have never been elected president and not won the state of Pennsylvania. It doesn't work that way. Okay, you can look it up, but I'm telling it to you. You don't have to look it up. You can't win. You can't be elected president if you're a Democrat and then not win Pennsylvania. Okay? Bush didn't win Pennsylvania. I don't think Reagan won it the first time. Okay? He won it the second time. I think George Bush the Elder was the last president to win Pennsylvania. I know Bush the kid didn't win it. Okay. So it's important that they wait. Now, Biden is a scrappy guy from Scranton. And I mean, look, Obama made him vice president because he wanted to make sure he won Pennsylvania. That's why. He didn't pick him because he was a genius. Okay, he knew the guy was a dope. Okay, the guy had failed twice at trying to be president. Okay, even in the year of Obama, he was such a putz. He was such a putz. He made Obama look actually smart, which is hard to believe. But what he did was he made Obama look more like he was a centrist. Okay, I mean, compared to the people running now, Obama is so far to the right of them. I mean, if you look at Sanders and you look at Obama, look at all these guys. Look at Bloomberg. He's talking about stop and frisk being a bad idea. Mike, stop and frisk is a good idea. That's why you did it. The trouble is, look, we need to profile people. Okay, someone said to me, do you profile people? Yes, I do. And so do you. When you walk down the street, if you see 3 big people in hoods, you're scared. You don't know who they are. You can't see their faces. You're scared. They're 280 pounds. Comparably, if you saw 10 or 15 nuns in wheelchairs, you're not scared of them. They could have machine guns underneath, but you're not thinking they have that. You're profiling people. That works. I don't care. Life is about statistics. What Bloomberg said is mostly true. And I know people might not like what I'm saying. Okay, it's too bad. The numbers speak. It's like illegal immigrants commit more crimes, statistically, than born-in Americans do. Okay? They just do. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm saying the people that come here, not immigrants. Immigrants commit less crimes than American-born people. That there is a fact. But those are legal immigrants. When you put in the illegal ones, think about this statistically. The illegal can't get in legitimately. So what does he do? He comes in illegally. Okay? That's the point I'm trying to make. Trump is in a position where he can beat, Biden has the people in Pennsylvania. Klobuchar's not going to win Pennsylvania. Now, she's more of a centrist candidate. She's not going to win the nomination. She's not going to improve with African Americans. Okay? The African Americans are going to go mostly to Biden or mostly to Bernie. Okay? Klobuchar and Warren are both out. Mayor Pete has to, in the next 2 weeks, if him, Klobuchar, or Warren, if they don't smoke them in South Carolina and finish in the top 2, they're done. They're done. Okay? And like I said, Bloomberg can spend all the money he wants. He's not a likable person. See, Trump is like Cher. When I used to buy tickets, I would buy tickets for Cher, and people say, Billy, I don't like Cher. I don't care. Cher is like Madonna. They have their base of fans, and they want to go see him. That's how Trump is. Trump is very solid. There's 45 to 47% of the people they're going to come out for him. It's the other. He's got to bring of the independents. There's about 45% they're going to vote against him. They'd vote Charles Manson in over him. Okay, it's that 7 or 8% that he's fighting for, and that's what he's done with the war. He's handled the war properly. Okay, he's not running around bombing people. He's using his pragmatic ideas to advance the ball. Okay, whether you like Trump or don't like him, he's got your back. And the people here know it. Nobody thinks, no sane person, pardon my choice of words, no sane person thinks that Trump hates people in America. He doesn't hate any Americans. The worst American he likes better than the best Frenchman or German. That's Trump's deal. People don't think of him as anybody who hates anybody in America, especially if you're working. He loves the people that are working, and if you're not working and you're trying to work, he's all for it. These opportunity zones, Google opportunity zones. Look, Tim Scott suggested them to him. But there's investment going into areas that never had any investment, and that's promoting jobs in the minority communities. And I mean, see, all these empowerment zones, they didn't work in the government because the government was doing it. The government screws everything up. You saw what the Democratic Party did with the votes in Iowa. They can't get it right. The Republican Party got it right. Okay. That's why cities are messed up. Look at the cities where there's all these problems. They're all run by Democratic mayors, and they've been there for 30, 40, 50 years. They're incompetent. I love the Cleveland Browns, but Freddie Kitchens is not ready to be a head coach. He's a nice guy. He knows someone said, Billy, you know more about football than he does? No, I'm smart enough to know how to manage the clock. And I would delegate people that are smarter than me, and they would be calling the plays. I wouldn't do them. There's a lot of people that are great investors. Someone said, Billy, this guy, I'm not going to name him, isn't a great investor. Yes, he is, because he follows me. He's a genius. Okay. That's Trump's thing. He gets it wrong, and he gets it right. So I don't, but Biden's not out. Well, you'll know after South Carolina, okay? If he can't win South Carolina, then he is done. Okay. He's done. I don't see how they're going to stop Bernie. I don't. Now, statistically, Bernie will end up with the most delegates. The question is, will he win enough to get the nomination? If Bernie wins 45% of the delegates, and the rest of the people get 55 combined, and the highest one next to him is 20, and they steal this from Bernie, that's the best thing that can happen if you're for Trump. That's why you need to keep rooting for Bernie if you're for Trump. Because if they give Bernie the nomination, now the establishment has to decide whether they're going to back Bernie or not. Do they really want the progressives to take over? See, politics is about power, folks. Okay, it's not about party. Okay, there were a lot of Republicans that wanted, including Mitt Romney, Little Marco, Kasich, they all wanted Trump to lose. Scott Walker, they all wanted Trump to lose. I don't care what they say. I'm telling you they did, because they wanted to run for president in 2024 or 2020. Okay, Ted Cruz, they all wanted him to lose because they wanted to take over. Now they can't. See, Cruz is smart enough that he understands where it's at, and he knows he's got a chance to run in 2024, and whoever runs in 2024 better be Trump's friends. They better be Trump's friends. Little Marco tries to stick it to him. Ted Cruz, I like Ted Cruz. Okay, I don't dislike him. What he did he could have been the vice president if he would have played his cards better. Okay, I like Mike Pence, but Mike Pence is not going to run for president, by the way. Okay, if he does, he's foolish. Okay, he's not ready. Okay, Nikki Haley will chew him up. Sorry, she'll chew him up. Okay, right now she's the favorite. But it really comes down to Bernie. Bernie has the campaign. Bernie knocked on all the doors. He did it right. The problem is socialism. There's a lot of people that have student loan debt, and they want it forgiven. Okay, they want it forgiven. And that's a lot of people. And there's a lot of, see, it's not just the people that have it. It's their parents. It's their grandparents. Okay. We are fighting socialism, something terrible. And as much as you think you wanted a set thing, I mean, like I said, I'd like to run against Bloomberg. I really would. Or the fake, I mean, it's not going to be the fake Indian. It's going to be Joe Biden, Mike Bloomberg, or Bernie Sanders. The other three people, it's not going to happen. Mayor Pete, someone said to me, Billy, what if Mayor Pete does really good in South Carolina? If Mayor Pete can somehow get the African American vote on his side, I'd say he has a chance, but he doesn't. Okay, he won't. It won't happen for him. As people get out of the race, I mean, once Elizabeth Warren gets out, and I don't know why, although what could happen is Bloomberg could give her a ton of money to keep her in the race to screw Bernie up even more. See, you have to assume all these people. Is Elizabeth Warren really a progressive? No, I don't think she is. She's pretending again, just like she pretended to be an Indian, a mother. She pretends. I mean, this woman is the biggest hypocrite. She complains about the price of college, but yet she gets paid $400,000 a quarter to teach one class. So because they hired her to be they hired her to be an Indian because they didn't want to hire a real Indian. Okay. It's phony, man. It's phony. So just continue. The theme of this is don't think Biden is dead. Okay. After South Carolina, if he doesn't finish first or he barely squeaks out a win, he's about dead. He's got to win South Carolina by at least 3% to say that he's still got a shot going forward. If he doesn't do that, look, Bernie, they're all going after Bernie. I'm going to predict something. In the next week or two, you're going to see so much stuff negative Bernie, it's not even funny. Okay? And it's really dangerous to do it, and that's why they have the media do it. The candidates don't like to do it because they want Bernie's people. Folks, Bernie is going to be in this till the end. And like I said, I do not see a scenario right now where somebody gets more delegates than him. I don't see it. Biden is going to have to get him and really beat him in the states that are heavy African American states. If he can't win South Carolina, it's over. Okay, and see, Steyer's hitting Biden, Bloomberg's hitting Biden. Okay, Biden's getting hit from all. Mayor Pete's going to hit him. Klobuchar's going to hit him. Okay, they have to clear him out of the race to get him out, and everybody's fighting after his voters. But folks, Bernie, I think when Biden gets knocked out for good, I think Bernie's got it in the clear. The African Americans are going to move towards Bernie. They're not going to Mayor Pete. They're not going to see African Americans, and I know quite a few of them, are much more street smart than any other nationality. They are the most folks. I sold tickets. I've played cards. When I used to work in the streets and sell the tickets, the African Americans were the most savvy people, and the customers were the most savvy. You could explain something to them, they understand it right away. Okay? And they know that Mayor Pete, they don't like Mayor Pete's lifestyle, and they don't like Elizabeth Warren. They know she's as phony as a $3 bill. Biden, whether you like him or not, it's not a phony. He's just he's inept. Bloomberg's a phony. They're never going to go to that guy. They know about his stop and frisk stuff. They know about his statements, but more importantly, they know that they know a racist when they see one. And he's a racist. People think Trump's a racist. Trump's record with Trump's won many awards for African Americans. In fact, Don King, look it all up. Jesse Jackson all gave him awards before he was done. So, just Biden is not dead. Let's see what happens to him. And next week is Nevada. I expect Bernie to win that one. We'll see what Biden does. But again, in South Carolina is Biden's day. The game's all set up for him there. He's going to shoot his wad there. If he loses or doesn't win by more than 2 or 3%, he's done. So from behind the wheel of the truth machine, this is Bill Spatrino asking you to sit back and enjoy the ride.